train. Looks like it might be starting to move. Yeah.
This is a security announcement reminding passengers to keep a watchful eye on their luggage and personal belongings at all times.
Okay, here's an update where I'm at. I had this all together once, and I didn't have enough clearance between the knuckle and that brass or bronze bushing, which meant the shaft was too tight. And I had a hell of a time getting this onto here. So I am gonna file this down some. Really? I'm gonna file this down some here and get this fitting on here easy. Slide on, slide off. I don't want to loose, but I don't want to have to beat it on there either. This is getting ridiculous. Here is my thing I cut that bronze bushing with. I'm just kind of guessing, but see, it fits inside there. There we go. And then you turn it, and those cutting edges take it down. So that's kind of how you set the in play on that. A little primitive, but if the guy doing it knows what he's doing, I'm sure it's easy. But we have an issue in that area. So anyways, I'm gonna keep filing on this, get this to fit on there easy, so the pin just goes in, and then we'll just put it together, take it apart, put it together, take it apart, until we get the right amount of play in it, which is about 2 thousandths, 3 thousandths, something like that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a little bit more off that bushing. So I'll get you in there where you can see all the magic. Oh, good morning. Yeah, that's snow. Yep. We got some last night. Well, this morning. And I think it's the 18th today. Something like that. There's some on the windshield of the car. It's going to be a cold day in the old shed today. So yeah, isn't that just lovely? Just wonderful. 2020 just keeps on giving.
Bill, how did Dan do? So smart. He's 2 out of 3. It means he's a winner. That means you get to go back home. Evolutionary biologist and that expert. His book, Mother Nature is Trying to Kill You. It's available anywhere books are sold. Dan Riskin, thank you so much for joining us on Wait.com. Thanks for having me. That's everything that happens. So here's a question we haven't broadcast before. It's Peter and panelist Bob Marquette. Don, yes, exactly right. You can have your smart speaker on your face. If you wish, your smart speaker can come with you wherever you want. Yeah. Well, Amazon is rethinking one of the most tech failures of all time by repeating it exactly.
Yeah, if they want to do that right, this is a pair of software, and as you're walking up to people, it tells you what their name is. That's what I would say.
Okay. We got the drive shaft put together and the plugs in it. Got some grease on it. Got this end buttoned up. Cotter key, all that jazz. And now we're going to attempt to hook it in there. I checked the backlash on the ring gear and the pinion. It's pretty good. A little loose, but we're not going to hurt anything with that, I don't think. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with what we've got because I could make it tighter, but I just don't think that's a good idea. So we'll get the camera set up and we'll see if we can put that in there.
None of this would have happened. As we reflect on whether or not just to give it all back to the original inhabitants and see if they can do any better, we thought we'd demonstrate one of the few upsides of American civilization. Wait, it's not my job, sir. I was really hoping they would feature more limericks. Sorry, Bill. Now, on this show, we like to inform and entertain, and when necessary, defend the honor of bats. The pandemic has been blamed on bats, so we decided to get someone on to speak in their defense. Biologist Dan Riskin. And the first thing we need to know, why is he spending so much time with bats anyway?
Well, I really like them. I did my PhD on vampire bats, and I've studied bats all over the world, and I'm kind of famous for being the guy that puts vampire bats on a treadmill. So if that doesn't get me treatment, I don't know what to do.
I have so many questions.
The way other animals do it. So I put them on a treadmill like you do for a biomechanics study, and I recorded them with a high-speed camera while they walked at different speeds. But when I sped the treadmill up, they switched to this running gait, and nobody knew they had that. So this was my great big discovery that vampire bats could run.
Were the bats grateful for the workout, or did they try to attack you and drink your blood?
we had one escape in the room, and I'll tell you, I have this new respect for vampire bats based on that. They're so zipping around the room. It's very hard to catch a
You only
vampire
made
bat.
them faster, Dan, by giving them so much exercise.
I've unleashed an evil I wasn't ready for.
I want to go back to bat basics because I like bats a lot. But primarily, I don't know a lot about them. I think they're just adorable.
A book on bats, and it talked about their genitals. And when I was in high school, I figured out that I could get away with reading about obscure animal genitals and mating habits and how for me, for sure. So these bats, some of them male.
Mine don't have fangs either.
It's a time when we have to really embrace bat conservation and the conservation of wild animals and keep wild places wild so that we're not coming into contact with wildflowers.
Dan loves these bats. No, these are horrible creatures. Also, he told us he taught them to run. My God, we are in deep trouble. Has a bat ever bitten you?
Oh yeah, well sure. I mean, I catch the bats, and oh boy.
All right, that's okay. You still have 2 more chances. Don't worry about it. Here we go. Next question. In 1992, Coca-Cola debuted Tab Clear, and the company's chief marketing officer said they had a very specific goal for it. What was the mission of Tab Clear? A, to set the stage for their next product, Tab Clearasil. B, to make a drink so unliked and unpopular it would kill off Pepsi's similar product, Pepsi Clear, by association. Or C, to, quote, finally defeat water once and for all.
B.
That's right. They tried to kill off Pepsi's similar product, Pepsi Clear, just by association, and it worked. Pepsi Clear is no more. Last question, if you get this right, you win. Tab's name came about when they had a computer randomly generate words for them to choose from. There were other contenders. Which of these was almost the name of Tab? Was it A, Abzu, B, Zap, or C, Zuff?
Zap.
You're right, Zap is correct. But so was Abzu and Zuff. They were all names considered for the product that became Tab. Phil, how did Dan do?
So smart. He's 2 out of 3 and means he's a winner. That means you get to go back home before midnight.
Dan Riskin is an evolutionary biologist and bat expert. His book, Mother Nature is the only person in the world who looks fantastic while she is eating. We'll be back in a minute with more Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPO.
You're listening to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on Iowa Public Radio. I'm Julie Thunder. Still to come, it's Love the Listener. Our panelists release 3 stories about a piece of art or entertainment being held under lock and key that people are demanding access to.
And we were excited to learn about a secret from the entertainment industry that would make our lives even better. Here's a Bluff the Listener game featuring our version of the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, meaning the Paula, the Luke, and the Maz Jobrani.
Hi, this is Liz calling me.
Great to have you with us. You're going to play the game in which you must try to tell truth from fiction. Phil, what is Liz's topic? What do we want it now? What do we want? I don't know. This week we heard about a piece of art or entertainment being held back under lock and key. The people are demanding access to it. Is it that episode of Campaign where he admits he voted for Hillary? Our panelists are going to tell you if you want to tell the truth, and you'll win our prize, the waiter of your choice in your voicemail. Ready to play?
Rice and lentils. Whereas, my daughter was hoarding Cheerios and my partner was hoarding weirdly dried apricots and peanut butter. And we still have like 47 boxes of cereal, and I'm chewing cereal and pushing an all-carb diet because I need space in my pantry.
Is it possible that he got like the dried apricots and peanut butter because he thought it might make him smell a little better?
One can hope.
Yeah. I consider myself a decent cook, but I've gotten so bored with my own cooking, I just can't think of anything that interests me.
I just don't say anything. I mean, I'm thinking of a particular Passover dinner at,
This isn't working well.
My daughter's father's relative's house.
At all.
And I just didn't think I go through the show.
Oh, if she's an older Jewish woman, she absolutely does. I'm sorry.
Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I think I did it. Oh. Yes. 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 Man, that was gonna suck if I had to take all the rest of this apart again. But I did it. I did it. I did it. I should get that battery on the charger. All right. Oh. Now we'll put some bolts on there. I guess they go there. And here. Yeah. And let's see. I've forgotten what size those.
A legendary referee in the NBA. He applied to be a ref in the English Football League, but he didn't know they meant soccer. Or C, he'd been fired from the Lingerie Football League for incompetence.
For God's sake, stop!
His license to drive, and yet he got a job refereeing in the NFL. Okay? Yeah. It was the Lingerie Football League. In fact,
Son of a bitch.
Crew of referees from the Lingerie Football League who ended up in the NFL and were blamed for some of the worst things that happened during that brief period of time. Bill, how did Pablo Lakshmi do in our quiz?
Dismally.
Oh my God. Technically, we got 1 out of 3.
We're going to put in this seal, that seal, and we're going to call it good enough. I read that on a forum, so it's got to be right. Let's just slide this on there. Put a wee bit of grease on here. A little bit in there. Push it on there. And push that. And let's see what else. Push, 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 push. All right, found a couple clamps.
It really is. He did win the Nobel Peace Prize, and
I can't remember if I need 2 of them or if 1 is sufficient.
enormously benefit humankind.
I think I do it this way.
We're not only feeding more people, we're going to be feeding them without turning the entire planet into agricultural land. In other words, we become much more efficient in how we're
By force. More importantly, it could lead to less forest being cut down in the first place. That is starting to happen in tropical regions, but not nearly as frequently as that. But there's still an alarming amount of deforestation.
There.
Much less if we could leave that land to graze cattle and grow crops.
the abundance has come affordability and affordable to many more people because of these discoveries.
Indeed, and there are things that we forget, like the campaign slogan of chicken in every pot. Fortunately,
I did this.
And now, of course, we have the opposite problem, obesity. Now, obesity is a terrible problem. Infants at risk. Gertrude Lion.
What's in there?
Pioneer rational
Let's
unlike many of our political heroes, deserve credit for saving
do this.
millions of lives.
Get some grease on there.
To outside a circle of historians of science.
I'm wondering again if this is part of how our minds work. You know, is it possible that our evolutionary history has taught us to think of generosity and compassion as acts of, you know, direct interpersonal helpfulness? We don't think about a faceless scientist who's working in some faraway lab as the pinnacle of compassion, even if that person...
Rutherford shifted into high gear to meet a national demand, which spread to every crossroads despite early controversy.
When Jonas Salk announced that his polio vaccine was safe and effective, he did become a national hero. He was offered a ticker tape parade through Manhattan, church bells, not so much
I don't know.
pioneers.
Maybe that's how I'm
Do you
supposed
think
to
that
do
might
it.
change with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic? I mean,
I've never actually watched somebody pack one of these types of bearings.
People cheering for doctors
I'm
and
sure
healthcare workers. Now, it
on
may
YouTube
not be
somewhere,
scientists per se,
but
it's basically acknowledging something that, you know,
if I look up a video of somebody doing this,
saving our lives, but
then
not
I'll know
doing
the
it in a
correct
very
way, and that's just going to screw up my whole deal here.
Indeed, and I think if it so happened that one lone genius came up with a vaccine or an antiviral,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Anthony Fauci almost approached that role until, because of our rampant politicization and polarization, the shoulders of giants who came before.
This is riveting television, isn't it?
The Pasteur or the Banting.
Video, whatever you want to call it.
Probably does not exist today. Now, of course, we know from...
And now he wipes his hands off.
Paper will have 100 authors, and that's just one, maybe just one paper.
This week's episode, wiping grease on a rag. Tune in.
Stephen Pinker's arguments
All right.
particularly hard to embrace in 2020.
Now, this,
When the world feels like it's on fire for lots of different reasons.
now that I've got all the grease off my hand,
His claims may feel out of touch at
I'll
best,
put some on this.
like gaslighting at worst. When we come back, we get his response to those criticisms and look at why people on both the political left
And do
and
that.
the right find fault with his worldview. You're listening to
Like
Brain.
a zoo.
This is NPR.
Push that on there like
The
that.
subscribe art comes from the University of Iowa School of Music, presenting the virtual concert Music from the Margins, a collage concert of African American composers on Friday, October 23rd at 7:30 p.m.
And let's see, there should be a cap here somewhere.
Are you looking for a unique way to market your business? Consider becoming a sponsor of Iowa
Someplace,
Public Radio.
somewhere.
Help spread the word about your business to our audience of educated and engaged listeners.
Here it is.
Today at iowapublicradio.org.
And of course, I only ordered one because I thought the other one was good.
But if they can't register, they can't vote.
Usually your community
Yeah, it wasn't.
says either to the DMV,
Of course.
the post office, a lot of organizations, voter registration drives. We don't have that this year.
The pandemic and Latino voters. That's morning edition from NPR News.
I'm Clay Master.
All right.
Mornings from 5 to 9 on AM 910 WSUY.
Support for NPR.
Can be transformed in the future. Steve, if I'm a poor person in a rural area of the United States, if my kids have bad schools, if my home has contaminated running water, if the economy in my area is shot, I think it's small comfort for me.
Now, is
to know
that how I did
people
that, or
worse
did I do it like
a
this?
century ago. So someone that might listen to your account might say, your optimism sounds clueless, or even worse, that it sounds cruel. How would you respond to this?
It's a circular argument saying, let's look at the people who are worst off. And oh my goodness, they are not very well off. Well, yes, that's why you ask them. So until we achieve a utopia, which we never will, there always is suffering. We ought to minimize it. We ought to strive for the least amount of suffering or literacy or are not necessary parts of the community. They should be reduced. That people would be reduced first. Drive them down as low as possible. Imagine some cure for some horrible disease. Let's say that a terrible killer like pancreatic cancer was subject to a cure that saved 99% of the people's lives. Well, yes, but for that one person still has the fatal disease, it's not comfort. Well, that's true. You pick that person because they are the rare exception.
I think that's about right.
Then you're not going to be well equipped to see the things in black and white rather than in the case of gray. Has course, most of us live in the gray zone, so if we were neither fantastically rich in the past or grindingly poor in the present, we're among those whose lives have improved. So it really is important to think in numbers, statistics, shades of gray. To the extent that progress has taken place, it is only because we have deployed human ingenuity with the goal of making our lives better. To the extent we do that, and every once in a while succeed, particularly the tricks that have worked and found never to try and the water.
All right, it's on there. Yeehaw. My nose is cold. I'm going in. Okay. Good morning. Well, yesterday we were working on the rear end drive shaft, radius arms, stuff like that. We got radius arms hooked in there, bolted on here. We got one side completely put back together because we only had the parts for one side. We've got seals, washers, la la da da da, but we don't have a cap because I thought that other old cap was okay, but it's shit. So now today what we're going to try to do, this here down here has to go in here. There's a square hole there, square peg and a square hole, but it has to be all lined up and it has to slide forward. So I'm just not sure how we're gonna do this. And I got grease on my finger. Oh no. I think I'm gonna have to set up two of these on each side and put a board across them so that this axle right here can slide back and forth. Then I can slide it into the slot. It's got to come out of there. Right there. It's got to pop down out of that. So, yeah, chassis is going to have to be jacked up somehow. This should be really interesting and dangerous and high probability of swearing on this. We'll see. Alright, we'll figure something out. Okay, here's the plan. I pushed it outside and turned it around, and now I'm out of breath. Pushed it underneath the brace and whatnot that I built for taking the engine out. All this stuff. And we hooked a come along on it. Goes down here with a strap to the frame. And we'll undo these. Then we can pick the frame up. And let's see, that'll be after I put the axle on some kind of sliding board system, so I can slide it in, because the wheels can't turn. If the wheels turn, then that turns, which is not good, because if you can see in there, oh man, yeah, there's a square hole, and there is a square peg. So, you know, the shaft can't turn as you're sliding it into the back of the transmission. So we're going to use two 2 jack stands and a board underneath. I don't have a board to show you, but you'll see it when I get it done. That way the axle will slide on it. Yes. Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright, here is my sliding mechanism, which allows this to, the rear end here, to slide back and forth, which will allow me to slide it in the hole there. And then we've got this to pull it off the frame. Alright, let's see if it works. All right, we're going to try this. That's about it. I've heard this is really hard to do, and I think they're probably right. Oh, come on, you sour piece of shit. Jeez. Alright, off his coat. Too much. Man, that is really close. Oh, believe it or not, I think it just went in there. All right. Grease, grease, grease. Lots of grease. Pack it in there. Yeah, I think I probably better. Oh, get some down here too. Oh, God, I hope that doesn't fall down. No. It's harder and harder to get off the floor every time I get down there. I think we definitely need longer bolts. All right, you've seen enough. We'll come back to this.
Quinn are the co-founders of the Supply Hive in Des Moines. Their stated mission is to provide us.
Okay. That went way better than it should have, so I'm sure something's going to screw up. Yeah. Now, we're going to get this back down on here. Hopefully it'll line up. That little sliding deal worked pretty good. Although, you don't realize how heavy this is until you try to slide it on a couple of boards. Yeah. Alright. My goodness, what a mess. My nice painted frame is just filthy. dust and whatnot. Alright. Gotta order a bolt for there. I'm kind of taking names here on pieces that are odds and ends. Need a bolt for that. I need a cap for that wheel over there. Yeah. Okay. Don't think too far ahead. Ow. I think if I can look down in this hole. Still not sure if there's enough leaves in that or not. I may have gotten overly excited about taking leaves out. But in the spring we can always, I'll see what it looks like with everything on here, some gas in the tank, and then yeah, we'll see if the ass end of it sets too low. If it does, we'll jack it up and put another leaf in it. Easy as pie. Now, these things here, I have to make some blocks or something to go in there. Put that in there. I think we'll just oh, I didn't think I'd get that far today. One nice thing about black is, as long as there's no dust on it, it looks great. You know, like if there's just grease on it, because I use black grease. So, tomorrow's radiator. Hopefully. In my wildest dreams, I didn't think I'd be this close to possibly moving it under its own power this year, but you never know. Depends on what the weather is. I saw a 70-degree day next week, but many slip between the cup and the lip on that deal. Alright, that's enough of this bullshit. Let's go in the house.